I almost caught rabies in Thailand. Let me explain. So this was back in 2018, 18-year-old Joe walking solo through the back streets of Bangkok. For some reason, I decided to go up to a sleeping stray dog and stroke it. Obviously, it was shocked, snapped back and bit me in my hand right here. There was blood everywhere. Now the rule is, if an animal bite draws blood in Asia, you have to get it checked. I had no prior rabies vaccinations, so this one stupid mistake caused me to get vaccinations in Bali, Singapore, Australia in the months after. Now here's where it gets a little bit dark. When I eventually got to Australia, one of my favourite countries, I spoke to a doctor. Basically, he told me because I wasn't vaccinated and I didn't get the rabies immunoglobulin transfer when I was in Bangkok, when I initially got bit, all the jabs I got since getting bitten in Bangkok were pointless. I had to get a couple in Bali, getting up at 6 a.m. to find a random travel clinic. I had to get one in Singapore that cost me 200 quid. All of this at the age of 18, where I was clueless and didn't really know what was going on. And the sadistic part about these vaccines not working and not getting that blood transfusion is, if that dog actually had rabies, I would have caught rabies from that dog. Now my head was already gone by myself on the other side of the world, potentially with rabies, which is near fatal. And then as fate would have it, a BBC News article comes out that week explaining something about dogs in Bangkok. Thailand rushes to contain rabies outbreak. Rabies has been detected in Bangkok, with 3 people dying this year. Rabies is passed on from infected animals and is almost always fatal. Now don't get me wrong, the risks were probably still quite low of me having actually contracted rabies, but with this news article, the failed vaccinations, me being 18 on the other side of the world by myself, I think it's fair to say, and rightly so, I was extremely worried. Adding on to that, because it had been 2 months since the bite, there was no further treatment I could get. If that dog had rabies, I had rabies, and symptoms take 1-2 years to show up sometimes. So the only thing I could do was lean back and wait for my demise. So yeah, after that brilliant doctor's appointment, there wasn't really anything I could do. I went for a walk along Byron Bay Beach. It was pissing down with rain, and I just started crying, to be honest. But we're now 8 years later, and I am still alive. Thank God for that. I've been back to Asia plenty of times. I'm a bit more wary of stray dogs and stray animals, but sometimes they're just so cute you can't resist. But please do be careful. This was just a severe series of unfortunate events. What I want to know is, have you been to Asia? Have you been scratched by a monkey, bitten by a dog? Have you had a rabies scare? Let me know in the comments.